Today next topic here, that is we have discussed till now windmill, okay, and also we have discussed about the that is different types of windmill and what are the effects, and geothermal energy we have discussed. Today we shall discuss about the energy from solid and waste, and that is agricultural waste, okay. What is a solid waste? It is a solid waste means materials such as household garbage, food waste, and yard waste and demolition or construction debris. That is solid waste are waste that are not liquid or gaseous. Okay. Solid waste are all the discarded solid materials from municipal, industrial, and also agricultural activities. Here, agriculture waste means waste and residues resulting from diverse agricultural activities, that is include plant residue and animal waste. Food processing waste is also considered as agricultural waste, and some are considered as hazardous waste. That means which will be a effect to the environment. The process of collecting and treating solid waste, it also offers solution for recycling terms that do not belong to trash. Okay. The methods are opening, dumping into the sea, landfills, incineration. Okay. What is solid waste? You already know about the solid waste. Okay. In home only we waste that is food waste. That is also solid waste. Okay. We waste the vegetables. Okay. And from agricultural side also, if we take animal dung, like that. Okay. And crops also, some waste will be there. Okay. So, and also industrial waste and also commercial waste. Waste is a wealth. Whatever the things nowadays, they are in our college also, eco club is there. Okay, we are trying to get the students to not to use the plastics more, and we are trying to convey them. Even the many people are conveying that not to waste food and not to waste water, and also not to waste the things, and not to use plastic papers or plastic bottles more. Okay. Waste is a wealth. From waste we can convert to wealth. The what is the objective of solid waste management? The objective of that is solid waste management to control, collect, process, and dispose of solid waste in an economical way consistent with the public health protection. In Torangallu, they will collect all the waste and they will use for that is tar road. Okay, they will use for the tar road, and that is plastics and all they use for the tar road. In Jindal, the tar road plant is a, they will collect all the plastics. Okay, in Torangal village, even many countries or many states, many villages. Okay, they are collecting now wastage for that need to be reused, or that need to be converted into other forms, usable forms. Okay, we should not throw it out. Okay, waste is not a waste. Okay, it is a wealth. Converting waste materials into usable form. What we can convert nowadays in home only? If something is waste means your mother will think how to reuse, or how to we can create from that in a new form. Okay. In India also, in wherever you go, that the converting waste materials into usable form is a good idea. Okay, it is we can generate heat energy generation. This is especially solid waste. Okay, and that is from animals and also crops, and from waste to water, and also from food. Okay, we can convert that into, you can observe the figure here, we can convert output, and that is a one digester, or we can take the boiler. Next is the output is biogas, digested, and from that output is heat, electricity, and fuel gas grid. Okay, from waste thing we can generate the heat energy generation, bioenergy generation, recycle we can do, and fuel and energy generation from agricultural and municipal waste. You can observe the diagram recycling bins. What are the recycling bins? Metal, plastic, glass, carbon, that is cardboards, e-waste, paper, organic. There are many different types of waste, okay, that can be reused. Sources and types of waste: residential waste, municipal services waste, industrial and commercial waste, building and construction demolition, and agricultural. The types and sources of solid waste, that is first residential, from your home, okay, generated from living household, domestic, generally contain non-hazardous solid waste, that is kitchen waste, and also ash. Okay, next agricultural. Yeah, when you take the agricultural, you can observe the figure, okay, how the ash we get, and the kitchen waste. And next agricultural solid waste due to agricultural activities such as food residues, animal dung, crop residues, etc. Such waste are usually non-hazardous. Okay, these are non-hazardous. It will not affect to the environment. Commercial waste, that is generated from business establishments such food establishments, shops, etc. that generate generally non-hazardous waste such as paper, cardboard, woods, metals, and also glasses and gases. These are the types and sources of solid waste. Next is the methods of waste reduction. How we can reduce the, that is waste, okay, incineration process, pyrolysis process, and anaerobic digestion, and recycling, bioenergy conversion. We know that already about biomass, okay, we will use the waste to do, and we will convert to electricity, that is biomass energy. Okay, landfill, incineration, waste compaction, and biogas generation, compost, that is composting, vermicomposting. These are the waste, okay, the process, how we can, these are the waste recycling process or waste reduction process. First type, that is incinerators, a furnace where waste is burned to produce energy. I am saying once again, furnace. Furnace, you have read in chemistry, right? What is furnace? A furnace where waste is burned to produce energy. Here, the incinerator combustion temperature is about that is 1000 degrees Celsius. You can observe the figure here. Waste materials is bunker in a secured, that is some space. Okay, waste material will be collected in space, some space. Okay, and next that is a feed table. We will put into the feed table, that will be go. Next process is incinerator, that will be boiled under steam boiler, that will be boiled under 1000 degrees Celsius. Okay, what is the output we get from incinerator means ash, and also we get the output is that is flue gases. Okay, and also heat. Okay, burning of waste in incinerator will only reduce its volume. They are saying that burning of waste in an incinerator, it will reduce the volume of waste. Okay, for example, if it is this much waste, then it will reduce to this much. Okay, like that they are saying burning of waste in incinerator will reduce its volume, but does not dispose the toxic substances in the waste, and it creates the largest source of dioxins that will affect to the environment. The output what we get from the incinerator is, it will create a largest source of dioxins. Okay, It is the largest source of dioxins, and it is a it will not dispose the toxic substances in the waste. Modern incinerators are equipped with the pollution control system. What we updated equipments are, they have the that is a pollution control system. Okay, to remove dangerous chemicals like flue gases, their scrubber is used. Okay, scrubbers are used to remove the dangerous chemicals like flue gases. This is a spray dryer bag house filter. This is nothing but scrubber process. Okay, to filter the. Next is the process of incineration. First is the additing of waste. Additing of waste means solid waste. In solid waste also different types. Okay, agriculture waste, industrial waste, commercial waste, and from home and other etc. Okay, like that additing of waste, we are dividing the waste. Okay, and here understanding the quality, how much we should put quality, and also quantity, how much we should put to the that is a combustion or our boiler. Okay, quantity, quality, and also composition of waste is the important step in the selecting the appropriate disposal option. They will dispose at the outside of the village or outside of the cities. Okay, that is quality, quantity, and also composition of waste is also important in this additing of waste. Okay, next is a proper incinerator selection. Whatever we select, for example, if we select any equipment, we will read the all the description. Okay, what is the properties of that equipment? Like this also, whatever if they are selecting the incinerator, then proper incinerator selection is also required. Okay, what are the properties it should have? It should be suitable, that is suitability of existing incinerators, capability. It should have the capability to disposal of newly added waste and improving and replacing by new incinerator. That in the whatever the incinerator is there, it should have the capability of disposal of newly added waste. Okay, and it can be improved. We can update the new system. Okay, for that building and equipment design is all, it should be proper, and the recommended configuration, what they are saying, the recommended configuration is dual chamber controlled air incinerator. Okay, dual chamber air incinerator, that is dual chamber controlled air incinerator. This is about the selection. Next is a proper operation of incinerator. Whatever we take the equipment, the operation, what we use, the operation should be, what are the qualities, what are the, how long it will come, and how it will operate. Okay, like that operating the incinerator correctly, it ensures that optimum combustion conditions. Okay, what are the conditions for boiling, that is what are the conditions for combustion. Okay, and it should have a separation and sorting of waste, and weighing and mixing it for a specific caloric, that is calorific value, and closing and opening of incinerator door, that is for complete combustion of waste. For example, if we are putting waste to combustion, it should have a opening and door close. Okay, they are saying that, and it should, combustion should have a specific calorific value. Okay, it should have a weighing machine. Okay, it should how much waste we are putting, and how much that is how much at what temperature it is boiling. Okay, some specifications, the proper operation it should be. Next, safety is also important in this. Okay. Next is a removal of dangerous chemical and toxic gases. I've already said scrubbers will remove the flue gases. Okay, that is dangerous gases will be removed by scrubber. The combustion of waste at high temperature that will reduce a chlorine enriched organic substances. Once again I repeat, in combustion process, when waste is boiled at a high temperature, then it will reduce a chlorine enriched organic substances. Okay. Now, what is the installation of high chimney with the cooling system and scrubbers? Okay, installation of chimney and cooling system and scrubbers will remove the chlorine compounds and dangerous toxic gases and toxic gases contained in the flue gases. Next is the safe handling and disposal of incinerator residue. Okay, whatever we get output here, you can see output hash handling and scrubber whatever ash handling. Disposal. Okay, after the what we get output from that process, that need to be the hash obtained from bottom of chamber of the incinerator containing materials that health hazards and environmental pollution materials are disposed of as per standard norms. Okay, these materials will be disposed in a standard manner. Okay, and also in standard norms. When that disposal is disposed, that is ash handling, and ash handling is disposed in landfills. Next is the advantages and disadvantages of incineration. Advantages is reduces the waste stream, saves landfill space, and also incinerated waste are totally free of environmental risk, and it can be operated under any weather conditions, and it can recover natural resources if used. Okay, once again I repeat, it reduces the waste stream, saves landfill space, and it can recover natural resources if use refuse derived fuels. It can be linked to generation of electricity, waste stream increasing in paper and cardboard content. Incineration is cheaper in the long term and has long lifespan. It is cheaper and long term and long lifespan. It can be operated under any weather conditions, and it is totally free of environmental risk. And what are the disadvantages? Initially expensive to build. Okay, starting process installation is initially expensive to build. Not everything can be burned. Okay, it cannot burn everything. Ash and unburnable waste must be disposed of usually in a landfill, and can be toxins that is in smoke which can cause a air pollution, and next which can also cause air or water pollution higher than landfill disposal fees. And next is a tipping fee generally higher than landfill disposal fee, and burning of certain waste produces acid gases. Next is a pyrolysis. Pyrolysis, it is a organic. This is another process. Okay, organic waste is burnt at relatively low temperature. That is chemical mining of waste, chemical decomposition of waste materials by heat in the absence of oxygen under pressure and operating temperature above 430 degrees Celsius. They are saying that in this technology, organic waste is burnt at low temperature to produce, that is charcoal, oil, combustible gases. Okay, output what we get is charcoal, oil, and gases. Here they say that So oil can be used for chemical feedstock as a fuel, and feedstock includes mixed waste like plastic tires and sewage sludge. Okay, organic materials are transformed into gases, small quantities of liquid, and a solid residue containing carbon and ash. Once again, I repeat, here chemical mining of waste means chemical decomposition of waste materials by heat. Okay, by heat, chemical decomposition of waste materials by heat in the absence of oxygen under pressure and operating temperature above 430 degree Celsius. We transform here, the pyrolysis process will transform organic materials into gases, small quantities of liquid and a solid residue containing carbon and ash. Next, byproducts of this pyrolysis is combustible gases including CO, hydrogen and methane and other hydrocarbons. If the off gases are cooled, liquid condense producing an oil or tar residue and contaminated water. Pyrolysis liquids can be used directly or refined for high quality fuels, chemicals, adhesives, and other products. Direct pyrolysis liquid can be toxic or corrosive. This is the figure. You can observe waste is disposed in some place, and that is fed to the chamber combustion unit or a boiler. That from output, the output what we get is flue gases and fly ash, steam that is used for generation, and here the flue gases and fly ash is filtered system, and next is a air quality control system, that is it is filtered and it is disposed to the landfill. Okay, fly ash captured for landfill, air quality system, and water vapor that is steam, and cleaned flue gases. Okay, types of pyrolysis reactor designs. There are different types of pyrolysis reactor designs, that is they include fluidized bed, recirculating fluidized bed, ablative rotating cone, agar or screw vacuum, transported bed, and end-to-end flow. These are the two types they have mentioned: fluidized bed and rotating cone. They have not given the diagram, just to show I have put it the PPT. Okay, and what they have mentioned the types is several types of pyrolysis units are available, that is including the rotary kiln and rotary hearth furnace and fluidized bed furnace. What are the advantages and disadvantages of pyrolysis? Advantages is it is a simple and inexpensive. It reduces waste going to landfill and greenhouse gas emission, and the environmental problem is reduced due to limited use of oxygen. In the absence of oxygen, I have said once again. Okay, remember that in the absence of oxygen, simple and it is inexpensive, it reduces waste going to landfill and greenhouse gases emission, and it is an environmental problem is reduced because they are using a limited use of oxygen. Next is it is a flexible and easy to operate. What are the disadvantages here? It generates a possible toxic residues such as inert ash and inorganic compounds, and it produces toxic air emissions, and it requires a certain material to work efficiently. Next is the difference between the incineration and the pyrolysis. It requires incineration. In that process, it requires oxygen in the form of air. In pyrolysis, thermal degradation in absence of oxygen. In incineration process, they use a higher temperature at about 850 degree or above. In pyrolysis process, 430 degree. Okay, and in incineration, it produces energy as a heat which can be used to create a steam for generating electric power. In end products of pyrolysis are fuel oil and fuel gases, which are convenient for storage and transportation as heat source. This is the difference between the incineration and pyrolysis. And also pyrolysis is controlled chemical process in order to produce valuably secondary raw materials like solid, liquid or gas. Okay, pyrolysis is controlled chemical process. Pyrolysis is a controlled chemical process. Incineration will reduce the quantity of waste to be landfilled. Okay, pyrolysis system for treatment of MSW and other waste demonstrate excellent practical performance in controlling the emission of harmful substances like dioxins. That is, pyrolysis will output what we get. It will reduce the harmful. That is controlling. It will control the emission. Okay, it will control the emission of harmful substances like dioxins. But in what happens in incineration means, like coal combustion, the incineration of it will produce a carbon dioxide as well as nitrogen, sulfur dioxide and a range of other gases, inorganic air emission in incineration process. This is the difference between the incineration and the pyrolysis. In next class we shall read about the anaerobic digestion. Okay.